You know, in Star Trek Voyager, Captain Janeway broke the Prime Directive a lot of times. So I said before, she murdered a bunch of people because they were dumping pollution in a void, and she just decided, oh, well, I'm just going to kill them. Obviously, their government says it's okay to do it, and it turns out she's wrong. In fact, we only found that out a few episodes later. Like, oh yeah, she's completely wrong. Whoops. Oh well. Good thing nobody knew about that she murdered all those people, or she'd be in trouble. Anyway, another time. It's the World War II episode. All Star Trek series have to have a World War II episode, except TNG and DS9. So I guess not all of them. That's almost half of the Star Trek series, except for I don't know about the animated series. Nobody watched that. Nobody cares about it, so that doesn't count. I bet there was World War II stuff in there anyway. Anyway, it's in that World War II episode where the Hirogen took over their ship, and even though they fought off the Hirogen before, they don't show how the Hirogen took over. They just did it because obviously whatever they would have shown would make no sense because the writers are incompetent. We're incompetent. It's been 20 years now, so I mean they're still incompetent, but they were incompetent as well. Anyway, when they take it over after then, she says, "Oh, I'm just going to give you hologram technology if you guys leave us alone." That breaks the Prime Directive. She's giving away technology to another species just to save their own lives. That definitely breaks the Prime Directive. And what you would call it in the Next Generation, they make it clear that you don't break the Prime Directive just to save your own life. Even now, Picard did break the Prime Directive once, and you'll just have to try to figure out what that is, and I'll tell you guys later. But let's go back to Janeway giving away hologram technology to Hirogen. They could have used that instead of using it to create intelligent and sentient AI to murder. They could have used that as a weapon. They could have filled their ships. They had to build a space station, fill the ships or whatever with the holo emitters, and then they could have used that as a hunting ground for real people. And then if the people get away, they say, all right, let's just kill them, and they just squish them with the holograms. Like, Janeway didn't even think about it. Janeway did not even consider that they could have done that. She just said, here's some holograms for you. You know, Stargate SG-1. And a World War II planet, of course. I don't know why sci-fi always has to have a World War II planet or something. They do. The World War II planet asked for defensive weapons, but then the SG-1 folks, the Stargate Command, says that, well, those defensive weapons can easily be made into offensive weapons because they're not incompetent rubes like Captain Janeway. I don't know why Captain Janeway was written as an incompetent rube. I guess, well, actually I do, because the writers were incompetent and they're still incompetent. But let's pretend I don't know that. And then it turns out that after Janeway gives the Hirogen the hologram technology, they use it to make the space station. There are some space stations. I guess they can just do that now. I guess, oh yeah, we got some pretty cool space. Like, we're nomadic, but now we can make space stations for some reason. You would think nomads would only... You know, that's another thing. If they're nomadic, how are they making ships? Did they have shipyards? If so, then they're not nomadic. You can't have shipyards and be nomadic. I mean, we never saw it. Maybe they could have been portable shipyards. Like, they just went with them everywhere they went. Even though they never showed that and they never hinted at it. The Hirogen just had their own ships that they built somehow. And then they built a space station somehow. And not just one. Apparently there's a whole bunch of them. And yet by complete accident, they make sentient AI. Human general purpose, human level AI. Just by accident, again. You'd think this would happen more often. Since it happens so much. And Like, if it can happen once just by asking the computer to make one, it's going to happen more often. And apparently nobody thinks, Janeway, of course, didn't think about it. None of the writers thought about it. Anyway, they make that, and sentient AI, and the sentient AI says, hey guys, we're sentient, and then they start going around trying to liberate other AI. And I guess we're supposed to think the sentient AI deserves to die because they take over a ship thinking that the holograms on it are sentient, and they're not. And this makes me wonder, what if they found a human level general purpose computer that is not a hologram? What if it's just a computer, but it's super smart? What if it's smarter than them or as smart as them? Would they take that over, or would the writers just didn't think of that? They just didn't think, oh, what happened if that happened? Well, it's a good thing we're going to kill them. We're going to this whole thing is just going to be over, and we're never going to mention this ever again. So, man, Janeway, screwed up that whole section quadrant. The second she arrives, let's just start screwing things up. We're just going to start poking our nose wherever we feel like, and we don't even have any backup. And so we're just going to screw over and do whatever the hell we feel like. We're going to make alliances, and then we're just going to say, all right, see you later, we're gone. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't just make alliances. Species, remember, that's what they tried to do with the Kazan sex. They said, oh, let's make a military alliance with the Kazan sex. It's not sex. S-E-C-T. What was she planning on doing once she left? What did she think was going to happen with a united Kazan front? Did she think they're just going to say, oh, we're not going to do the thing we've been doing ever since we've been in space? No, they're going to say, oh, gee, we're a whole lot more powerful with us united. Let's go invade some planets. I'm sure that's what happened, because they just left and they said, oh, who cares? Doesn't matter. We're gone. That's it. Oh, man, that Voyager. This would be so much more interesting if I wasn't going all over the place all the time. Just think if there was video here. And I was saying, look how stupid this is when she's handing it over. But I don't have the ability to edit video, and I don't have a microphone that's any good. This phone is the best microphone I have. I have a headset down there with a crappy microphone. It's very noisy. Let's see. What other times did Janeway screw everything up? We did the Hirogen hologram technology. She tried to bring the Kazan together to save her own life. And then she was going to just leave with a united Kazan front, invading planets left and right. She didn't care. She was going to leave. Luckily, luckily somebody shot through the windows of the meeting where they're having the alliance, or the meeting where they're going to decide on the alliance. For whatever reason, Star Trek Into Darkness stole that idea from Voyager. Like, it's the exact same thing with the... Well, I know why, because J.J. Abrams had no original ideas. But Khan comes down in the ship and he shoots through the windows of the spaceship into the Admiralty while they're having their meeting. And Voyager, whoever was enslaving the Kazan before, they came over and they were shooting through all the windows. Just the same thing. Same exact thing. And then it kills the Alliance. Thankfully, it kills the Alliance. Because that would have been very embarrassing if the Federation came back and the Kazan had taken over the entire quadrant. And they say, hey, how'd you guys do that? And they say, oh, your Captain Janeway taught us how to work together so we could invade planets and conquer the entire quadrant, and you guys are next. That's what would have happened. So we have to thank these random people who were supposed to say, oh yeah, these guys suck, by doing it. No, it was a good thing they stopped that alliance, because if they didn't stop that alliance, the whole Delta Quadrant would have been screwed, until the Borg came over and just screwed everybody over too. The Borg make no sense. It's all about efficiency. Like, who cares? Anyway, back to Janeway breaking the Prime Directive. She broke the Prime Directive a lot. She shouldn't have been doing that. Especially when she goes on about, oh, we can't break the Prime Directive, but I'm going to give away technology to anybody who wants it, and I'm going to make military alliances and with warlike species, and then I'm just going to leave them behind. Say, hey guys, here's your military alliance, and now I'm going to leave. Goodbye. See you later. So long. I don't care what you do in the Delta Quadrant, because apparently you can't reach us over in the Alpha and Beta Quadrants. You know, part of the Federation was in the Beta Quadrant. And apparently nobody cared about that either. It was always about the Alpha Quadrant. I was wondering what they were planning on doing, because they would have had to go to Romulan space to get back to the Federation space. So, luckily, they found magic technology that let them just travel super fast back to Earth at the end, inside a Borg cube. Borg sphere. That peeves me off. So next time I will talk about how Picard broke the Prime Directive. You probably already know which one it is. You just don't know. It's a really stupid episode, which is how he broke the Prime Directive, through his own stupidity, as usual. And of course he says, oh no, I didn't break the Prime Directive. Don't even bring it up. Because he's not going to say I broke the Prime Directive on purpose. It was a really stupid reason to break it too. Like, they weren't even going to gain anything from it. Oh well. See you in whenever I feel like to make that video. Goodbye.